What do you think of the offense, Coach?
We go so fast. Obviously, you can tell the tempo's a lot quicker than what we do it. So, there's going to be some learning curve. But as a general rule, from what I can tell so far, the biggest thing you got to understand with this offense is about first downs. You got to play throw and catch. It can't be about incompletions, and that's one of the things. The attention to detail. That's what I told them. We've got to do a better job of perfection on air, not just in team periods. We got to be able to do it when you're not practicing. You get set against the scouts. So, but as a general, I thought it would. For 3 new coaches doing everything and how the practice progressed, it was really good.
Devontae Fields, it's nice to see him back out.
Oh yeah, it's good to see Devontae. We have a lot of guys, but it's good to even a guy like Kevin White that's back as a senior. Always that's better than having 2 seniors and they both left. So guys that know what's going on.
Talking about White, does he have extra pressure on him now that Barrett's on to the next level?
Oh, no. You can only be who you are. That's the thing that you got to do is you got to be your player, and we got to do a good enough job to make Kevin White be as good as he can be. And if anything, he has probably less pressure. Because last year he knew all the balls were coming at him. They weren't going to throw at Jason. He still had balls at him, but now the balls are going to go, whoever the other guy is. We have 3 corners coming in the fall in the class, a junior college guy and 2 younger ones, so that position will get bigger come June.
Big picture, how nice was it to be out here just playing?
Oh, awesome. Because, it's going to be a little bit bad weather next week, so it was nice to get out. Anytime we get on the grass, it's better on their legs, knees, all of it, so it's good. We'll go 4 days, and then we'll take spring break off. Then we'll come back and finish for 3 weeks.
How do you anticipate taking most of the quarterback snaps this week?
I haven't even thought about it. They'll rotate them all through. Obviously, Trayvon's the oldest, so he'll be the guy doing that.
In a perfect world, do one of your other guys emerge a quarterback name?
If they're good enough to do so, obviously you get 2 guys on the field, you could do that. And then you also have the 2 young ones that are signed with us. We're both out here. They'll be out here watching about every practice as much as we can. So I think all of that, everybody here is, you can't tell if you watch the practice. I think everybody understands the urgency of getting better and being who we want to be. And, with people like Tal Fabergé back, you had Matt Pryor, so you ended up with no 6'8" guys. Now you got 2 6'8" guards and tackles. Add to with Frank Key, which is a 360-pound guard, and then the way Bobby Thompson emerged in the Baylor game, moving him into guard, completely different offensive line.
Having those new offensive coaches, how much better does that make you guys in turn as a defensive staff, having to go against them, getting that every day in practice now?
That quick really helps us. The biggest thing we got to have on offense, we've got 3 guys gone for track. So you had Cam Looper wasn't here, Kobe Listenby wasn't here, and Brandon Carter's taking care of academics. And so for us, 3 guys that you got to do. The thing I think, we have 3 guys coming in, hopefully find another 4th one through the spring and the summer. Recruit-wise, I think that's the one place going to this offense. We just need more depth, and we need more length. On the outside, we need more players. But we knew it was going to take a little bit of time to do that. But I'm very happy with the depth of the running backs. I think it's a quality group. 3 or 4 deep. I think we have 4 or 5 guys that can play. And so that's how we use them. To get them in the offense is going to be very important, so they have a role, because you can't have just 1 guy out there and 4 guys standing on the sidelines. It's not a positive.
Can guys win jobs in the spring, or just give you something to think about in the summer?
The way we do things is the first 5 days we usually install our whole offensive defense. So it's a teaching period. And then the second 5 days, the second 5 days is an evaluation period. And then the third 5 days of spring and your 15 practices is how you put your 65, how do you put your team together. So right now we're more interested in how good a job did we do in meetings, walkthroughs, and how did we do it on the field. And then when we come back from spring break, about the middle of the next week, then we'll start evaluation and doing things. And so all of that takes place. But we don't try to win jobs in the first 5 days. First 5 days is about teaching and seeing where we're at, and then we start evaluating, because everybody, now they've heard it twice, 3 times, and then going forward. So.
Is there any transition period for your new coaches or the coaches who changed positions?
Oh, I'm sure there will be. But I thought it went really pretty smooth. We changed how we were doing our punt, and we'll change our kickoff return, tweak it a little bit, even though we were #1 in the league. We changed our punt just because we felt like teams that have been in the Utah punt are guys that have done better in the top 10 in the country as far as covering, as far as average, net punt. And so for us, there's some things that we've tweaked, but outside of that, I mean, everything's pretty standard operating procedures.
Coach Jennings went to Arkansas a week ago. How did Coach Perry do out here?
Yeah, I think good. I'll tell you, I'm going to watch the film. But, you know, I told him, I brought him here with the understanding he's a great recruiter. He's unbelievably liked by the high school coaches in the state of Texas, and really he was all Southwest Conference corner. And so having a guy within your deal, the kids love him. I want to watch how practice goes and do it, and give guys opportunities. I want the Texas high school coaches to know that the TCU is one of those places we've had guys before. There's an opportunity to come here. As you know, staffs are adding more coaches. There's an opportunity to move up and to become somebody. And so I felt like that was my obligation to make sure I gave him the best shot before I looked anywhere else. So that's kind of where we're at with it. But as far as I can tell, they did pretty good. Besides we just got a bunch of, you don't have a Jason Verrett.
Yeah.
But I mean, I thought Kevin White did well, and everybody else has got to we're in the first 5 days. There's time about offense, but you have to have somebody step up. And the offensive coaches are trying to do, they had an occasional meal last night where they went out as an offense and got a chance to know each other, and they're going to keep doing it. They're going through a series of leadership type situation where coaches are teaching players, and you're going to grow up with all that stuff. But it's, like it's always been, whether it's now or it was Rose Bowl years, when you have great football teams is when your team has ownership. And they got to want it as much as what you want it for them. And when that happens, then good things happen. We had 5 games last year, maybe even 6 that were 7 points or less. And so then your losses. And so we were so close. But like I told the defense, I mean, still, even though they've been ranked real high, it's still about them getting better. Everybody's got to do a better job at every position to go be what we want to be, so that you can go win 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 ball games instead of, 4. And so only second time. It's not like it's our first rodeo as far as understanding how to play at a high level. The program didn't change. One of the things, we've been through 5 conferences and every conference has stayed the same. And I think we've proved that we can play in the Big 12. I mean, you lose by 2 on a last-second field goal to Kansas State. You lose by 3 in Norman, which is a hard place to play, both of them. You lose by 3 to a Baylor team that wins the conference, and we're throwing an interception in the end zone. So for us, we lost the games, but the bottom line to it, our kids know we're very close. And so how do we put ourselves in a position where we get over that hump and go play? And so that's where TCU is right now. And I'm not going to concern myself that much with it. I'm going to try to be more where we're going positive and become what we need to be and not talk about it. I felt like I've tried to be a kind of a positive guy going forward these last 2 years, and I've gone back to the Gary Patterson before we went in the Big 12.